Hello,
I'm not.
friends. If you all are able to see that we are live, if you guys are able to hear us, watch us, then please put into the comment section. I guess, yeah, I think we are live. I'm able to see. I'm able to see. Three people have joined us. So I hope that network connection is good. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think three people has joined. So welcome to day one for our FB Live series, and we are going to do this FB Live series for next 24 days. If all internet and everything should not create much problem. Okay. So along with me, Ivan sir is here, and we know that today's topic very well, that we have to write web-based content which creates, which converts. So before handing over to Ivan sir, I just wanted to tell you guys that if you are watching it live, please write into the comment that watching live. And if you will watch as a replay, then you can write comment at that point of time watching replay, so that you would be able to understand how many people are watching it live. Okay. Second point, which is very important, like please share this FB live in your timeline or in your particular Facebook group, so that maximum people can take the benefit of this whole lessons and learnings. So with this, I request Ivan sir to start for today's session. I think it's 3:59. So still 1 minute is there, but if you want, you can start.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'll share my screen, and I'm going to do a pitch with a PPT.
Yeah, sure.
Like Adamitra said, I have just begun to broadcast my PPT. So if you guys can see it, then type in the comments that you can see my PPT. And Anamitra and I are chatting at the back. I mean, we are on voice chat, so he will tell it to me. So today,
I'm able to see. I'm just checking the mobile.
Today, what we are going to be looking at is a lot of copywriters and content creators. They seem to fall down not because they can't write English or their grammar is bad or their spelling is bad, but they seem to fall down because the content that they create does not resonate with the people reading it. It does not evoke any kind of emotion in the person reading it. And therefore, people are not biased to pulling out their credit cards and buying, or they're not biased to actually go out and register on the website and stuff like that. So I've got about 15 minutes to do a presentation to you, so it's not a heck of a lot that I can do. Under these circumstances, a couple of screens will be. I'm doing a couple of screens, and I'm going to try and focus on what type of content converts like crazy. So bear with me a bit. Now, one of the biggest blocks that I've encountered when I'm dealing with content creators or copywriters, and I do deal with a lot of these type of people, is the fact that they don't know their ideal customers intimately. I've spoken to experienced copywriters that tell me their customers are between the age of 25 and 32. And that's all that they know about their customers. They haven't divided or segmented customers into male, female at the very least. They haven't divided the customers into undergraduates and graduates or postgraduates. So there is no customer demographics in the mind of the person creating the content. And that's a darn good reason for the content that you create to not resonate with your to not resonate with your reader. Now, unless your content actually goes out and touches the reader, you will not be able, that reader will either not register or not buy, and all the effort and the energy that you spend is wasted. So a customer persona, you have to gather a number of personal attributes: their age, their academics, their qualifications, married, unmarried, children, no children, what operating system they're using, Windows 8 or let's say the Mac or something like that. You need to know. Now, a lot of content creators and copywriters say, I'm going to create my content without all of this. This is all nonsense. I'm not going to even bother. And I'm going to start creating my content based on this. So they just look at an age and that's it. Perhaps some of them don't even look at that. That means you don't know your prospective customers intimately, which is a big issue. Now, when you gathered a whole load of your customer demographics together and put it down on a piece of paper, you need paper, you need pencil or ball pen or whatever the heck you write with. Or maybe you need Microsoft Word and your keyboard. I don't really care. But you need to make a very detailed list of all the attributes of your prospective reader who's also a buyer. Now, that document, whether it's a piece of paper that you've written on, or it's a Word file or a Notepad file, that document is called a customer persona. And that customer persona is going to help you create perfect content. You understand the person or persons that you're writing to. And therefore, you will be able to choose the right words, put them together in the right sentences, club the right sentences together in the right paragraphs, such that the material engages the reader and keeps them reading your content for a much longer time. Now, the first document you create is after you've either spoken to your client and talked about what kind of product or service they're selling, or you know the product or service that you've created which you're trying to sell. So the customer persona that you create in the initial stages, before any kind of sales have taken place, is largely something out of the top of your head. Now, as sales happen, you have now got real people buying from you. So you can get them into a one-on-one with you and ask them leading questions and get to know them. You can do some market research. You can do a couple of customer interviews and ask them how your product or services work for them. And when you analyze all of that, you can go back to your customer persona and tweak it to be a more correct persona to fit the content that you are creating. Now, the next bit that you need to know as a copywriter or a content creator who wants to create content that converts is your site visitor conversion flow. You need to know that intimately because you need to know where in this conversion flow your content is encountered by the reader, buyer. Now, your digital marketing strategy drives focused site visitors to your website. At least that's what it should do. Now, focused site visitors are those people who want or need the product or service that you're selling. So it depends on how well your adverts are created, how well you have told Facebook or Google to target your customers and things like that. And those people that want or need your product or service are being driven to your website. That's your digital marketing strategy. Now, when they come to your website, they could be hitting your home page, your About Us page, or your contact page, or they could be hitting your sales page or landing page. Now, your sales page and landing page is a very important page. That page really talks about the huge value that your product or service will bring to the person reading the page. And that is what drives those people reading the page to convert. Now, human beings generally don't convert when they just read your landing page. They'll probably go across to your About Us page to find out more about the people that they're buying from. What kind of human beings are these? Where are they from? What kind of service do they provide? Do they speak English well? Blah, blah, blah. Now, there is a huge number, 98% or 95% of About Us pages are basically terrible. There is nothing human in them. And that detracts from the conversion. Now, when people land on your website, there is only two kinds of conversion that happen. Either they'll say, okay, fine, I think this product or service is good. Let's register with the website. I'll come back later and buy. Or they'll take out their credit card and actually buy. So taking out the credit card and buying after reading your sales page or your About Us page is impulse buying. So you will probably drive between 1 and 3% of the people that come to your landing page to actually buy. That leaves a very large percentage, 93, 97% of the people that hit your landing page are just reading, maybe registering, or just bouncing off. Now, those who register are lower down in your sales funnel. If you go back to them with a well-created email sequence and you engage with them, you'll probably tip them over from a registrant to a buyer. And that's where the actual conversion brings money into your bank account. Now, whichever page your site visitor lands on to read, your reader is engaged. They need to hear a story that you need to tell them a story there that they want to hear. Now, here is the biggest catch. Most of the landing pages talk about product or service attributes, and in a very technical way, it turns off the reader. It makes the reader wonder what the heck they are reading. Now, great content creators or copywriters can translate the attribute of a product into a benefit for a reader. Now, when a reader understands a clear benefit, that's the time the impulse to buy gets triggered. So a copywriter needs to understand what kind of words they need to use, what are the adjectives, what are the adverbs, what are the nouns, how do you put them together in the right sentences, how many sentences to put together in the paragraph, which converts a product or service attribute into a benefit. That will trigger the reader's impulse to buy. Now, when you do all of this together, you will discover you've got awesome conversion rates. Now, there are simple rules. I get asked this very, very often. Are there simple rules to craft such page content consistently? Yes, there are. The content that you create must be personal, it must be engaging and trust building. Now, the moment a content creator or a copywriter translates a product or service attribute into a benefit, like for example, let's say your internet service provider is giving you 50 Mbps download speed. Now you could put it there with great pride. Hathaway is giving you 50 Mbps download speed. It means nothing to a buyer. But if you translate that and say you can watch your Netflix videos without any juddering, and the video will run flawlessly from the beginning to end, that's a benefit that a reader can understand. So it is the art of converting 50 Mbps, which is an attribute, which is a value of that product, into a language and a sentence that your reader can understand, that makes it engaging and instantly builds trust. Building trust, you see, the engaging and the building trust are like a horse and carriage, love and marriage. They always are together. If you can create content that is personal, engaging and trust building, you will get awesome conversion rates. Now let's look at the web page elements that drive conversions. The headline, arresting image, explainer video, the body content, and a powerful call to action. So there are not a whole load of things that you have to put in your web page that drives the impulse buy or drives the impulse to register. There are just five. Now we've got to figure out as content creators or copywriters how these elements fall together correctly on a web page, top to bottom, left to right, so that they will have the maximum impact on a reader. Now, there is a web page content framework called PASTOR. PASTOR is an acronym, it's a short form, and it doesn't mean religious person. So you start, your opening paragraphs in your page talks about the readers or the site visitors' pain, whatever they are experiencing. Then you amplify their pain. Then you explain your solution to their pain and assure them that your solution will relieve their pain 100%. Then you display testimonials from customers who have bought your solution and are very happy with it. Customers that are very, very similar to the reader who's reading your content. Then make them an offer that they just can't refuse and demand a response with a strong call to action. This is the kind of web page content hierarchy which drives conversions powerfully. Now, why do we look at this content framework? A framework actually helps copywriters or helps content creators to stream content in a particular format, left to right, top to bottom, so that it will engage or resonate with the reader in the most intimate kind of way. Now, this has been crafted by a guy called Ray Edwards. So I have embedded a live page inside my video. This is the page. If you just Google for Ray Edwards or you Google for PASTOR, you'll come to this page, and it's awesome. He says copywriting is really the key to it. Now this guy is an old chap. This is the guy. By the way, he's got a brilliant YouTube channel. If you want to listen to his you can listen to his podcasts if you like, or you look at his videos. I follow his videos. And this is where he talks about the problem, amplify, testimony, offer, and response. And he goes on to explain why all of this has been hung together in this format. And there are a couple of tutorials and stuff like that that Ray Edwards gives you free. He also has a training program, but that is expensive. Now, there are rules for creating a compelling web page headline. Now, the web page headline is the first thing a site visitor sees. So your key page headlines must have the following characteristics. The headline must clearly highlight a reader benefit. It must be relevant. Now your headline must reinforce whatever your advertisement promises. Now just remember this, because the next slide is connected very strongly to this term relevancy. Your web page headline must match whatever it is that your advert is promising, and it must have empathy. Your headline should express the pain your site visitor feels and offer an affordable solution. Now, if you can put this together in your headline, you'll have a headline that will arrest and engage. Now, let's look at the next slide, which goes against relevancy. This was actually a client of mine. The left-hand side, in the left-hand corner, they had an ad that went out that said, "Find your perfect pug today," and there was a picture of a dog. Now, when anybody clicked on that ad, it went to a landing page that showed the picture of cats, and that said, "Adopt a rescue cat today." But if you click the browse our selection, it went to a page that showed pugs. And these guys were saying, look, we put out ads. Facebook has normally given us a whole load of response. We're getting no conversions at all. Now this is I mean, I don't know how the hell they did this. This is downright in your face stupidity. But it's an example of how a copywriter or a content creator, when they're heavily pressured, can make mistakes, or techies when they are adding a link inside your copy. The techies, if they are heavily pressured, they can make mistakes and connect a link to content that is not quite right. The terrible disconnect between your ad and your landing page. Now, if you want to test your headlines, there is a tool that is called the CoSchedule Headline Analyzer. You type your headline into the text here, and you click Analyze Now, and you'll get a whole analysis of it.
I think that's not visible, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll go to the.
It will also show that how it will look on Google. Headline.
Yeah, it also shows you how that will look on Google. Okay, there's a question. There's a user that's asked how to identify emotional words, power words when making a good title. People make mistake and don't use proper. Fair enough. Okay. All copywriters and all content creators, what they need to do is do a bit of Googling. You have to, Google is my doctor. I go to Google, open up, and I've done a little bit of studying of advanced search techniques. So one of the things you can do as a copywriter or a content creator, do a little bit of Googling about Google's advanced search techniques. Because you need to be pinpoint accurate in what you're searching for. Now, you can search in Google for copywriter blog posts that talk about emotional words. Advanced. You can talk about, you can Google for content where copywriters or bloggers have written about power words. You can search for headlines using emotional words, headlines using power words, and you will get thousands of examples. Now, I suggest you copy out some of those examples and paste them in a Word file. And you do say 8-10 of these a day, and you do this for about 10 days, you'll get what I call a swipe file. You'll wind up with about maybe 100, 150 top quality emotional headlines, powerful headlines, negative headlines, positive headlines, annoying headlines. You know, all of these, they're all emotional driven. And then once you've got that, you can look at your headline and say, how do I edit my headline to fit one of these? That's the best way of doing it. And that's how most copywriters do it. Now, okay, there is another lady called Henike. If you can share that in Hennike. Hennike.
You want me to comment it there?
Hennike. I really believe. Now she's a lady that I follow. Joanna Vibe is another. These are copywriters. They evolved out of content creators, and they are brilliant. Henike is brilliant, believe me. And she gives tons of content free. All you have to do is set aside 30 minutes, 40 minutes in a day and study. And it's so fascinating. From one blog post, it drags you into another one, drags you into a third. I mean, there are times that I can't give up. I'm on her site for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours reading, and then I go and question her. I don't just look at the blog post. If there's something I didn't understand, I go into the comment section and I question her. Henike always replies. And that's how I learn. Joanna Vibe is another one. She's from Copy Bloggers, I think. Copy Hackers or something. Copy Bloggers. And she's another blog that I follow. And I think they're brilliant. Yeah, there you go. That's Henike. Now, can we have a PDF on landing as an offer? I don't understand this. Can we have a PDF on landing as an offer regarding niche? I don't understand what you've typed there.
Can you put a PDF file at landing page as a lead magnet something that he might be asking.
Well, since I don't understand that, I mean, I'll take Anamitra's explanation. When you come on a landing page, you want two things to happen. You want a person either to register, or you want a person to take out their credit card and buy. Now, taking out the credit card and buy is an impulse buy, and you have to have fabulous content streamed on your landing page. And trust me, I don't think there's more than 5 or 6% copywriters in India and abroad that actually create content like that consistently. So we are scaling down now. Therefore, your copy, your landing page needs to convert people to registrants first. Now, 99% of registrants convert because they get a freebie. It's called a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that attracts the person and says, take this free from me, but I want your name and email ID in return. In fact, I ask only for email ID. I don't even ask for name. I can always figure out name later. But it's your call. So yes, to answer that question in a very simple way, yes, you should have some kind of a freebie. Now, let me speak about the freebies. The kind of freebies that I see on about 86% of websites is absolute trash. And that kind of word spreads very, very quickly. You will be able to con the first 20-30 people to give you their name and email IDs. And when they download that and find that the PDF is useless, even if you hit them with a wonderful email sequence, they are not going to convert. So you need to know your customer, your potential customer. And that goes back to the customer persona. Remember my percentages. 98%, 99% of Indian content creator, I emphasize the word Indian. Don't take offense. I am an Indian first. 99% don't give a damn about creating a customer persona. Or if they've created a customer persona, they created it when they were 19 years old. They are 45 years old now and they're using the same damn persona. You can't create content that converts using that approach. Believe me. The words you choose, the adjectives you choose, the emotional words, the power words, the strong call to action is all controlled by your persona. People that are 28 will respond differently than people that are 48 will respond differently from people that are 68. And that is your skill. As a copywriter or a content creator, that is what you're selling. You need to bring money into your bank account or your client's bank account. What is the copywriter's name? Henike. She is a German, so that's her name. Unable to understand. I fail to understand what that is. Unable to understand is something that I don't understand, so I can't respond to that.
Unable to understand what you are going to understand.
Unless that's playing silly word. What ingredients are a must in a landing page? There are 5 ingredients that are must in a landing page. There was a PPT, there was a slide. A headline, sub-headlines, body copy, a converting video, and a call to action. 5 ingredients.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is already explained into.
And if you are part of our beta testers, there's in-depth content that I'm releasing. In-depth content, how to do all of this here. I'm trying. And once I get to know what the people want, I need to tune that.
Yeah.
Oh, you must. Can we target them differently per age? You must. You look at the Gora copyright, Gora marketers. This is part of funnel building. If they have got three segments. Okay, there are a lot of people that talk about segmenting your mailing list or segmenting your registrants. You must segment your registrants when you're creating an email sequence to convert, because you can't have one email that everybody will respond to. For God's sake, if you do that, your conversions will be terrible. So you have to segment a group of people that are in the 28 to 32-year-old, a group of people between 35 to 45-year-old. You got to segment that. Now you create, all of these guys create multiple landing pages. Now there's a particular landing page for each segment, and there will be different there will be adverts with different headlines, which they will put into Facebook, and Facebook will spin those bloody headlines and try and bring the right type of audience to the right landing page. Because when you go and you advertise, you will tell Facebook what is the age group, what is the academics, what are the work experience, what are the interests. So according to that, you'll bring people to your landing page. Now, when you bring people to your landing page according to your persona, then your headline, your sub-headlines, your testimonials, your video, sales video, all of that will resonate. All of that is part and parcel of funnel building. Get it wrong, and you will have a sales conversion of between 0.5% and 3%, which is generally what all websites give you. Just Google for it, conversion percentages for all websites. Just Google, and you'll say it's not 0.5% to 3%, which really translates into no money coming into your bank account. Because you'll have to have millions and millions of people coming to your bank, to your website, to earn money with a 0.05 to 3% copy, to a 3% conversion. How to know customer avatar for new product? The only way to know your customer avatar is to talk to the person who's created the product. You know, when you're a seller, when you're working for a client, they've created a product that should fit somebody. So they're not creating a product just hoping like hell some bakra will come where they can put the topi on top and take. So they've created. Now there'll be some products that are created only for women. There will be some products created only for men. There will be only for men in a certain age group, only for men in a certain age group. So I normally spend at least 2 or 3 Zoom calls of about half an hour, 1 hour, talking to my clients for whom I am creating copy, and getting to understand the kind of product or service that they've created, for whom have they created. Now, a lot of that is bound to the product or service attributes. You look at the attributes and you know that this attribute will fit only this age group. And also a lot of that comes with experience. So your first person is the person who's created the product. Go to him or her and have long talks. Yeah.
Sanjay, have you read the Sanjay questions? Best page builder which is used for building landing page.
There is no best page. Well, let me start off by, I am a techie. Okay. I have been coding for at least 45 years. I still code several hours a day. And I'm damn good at it. I enjoy it. I also market. Okay. Now, any page builder that you use, because it hides the complexity of the code, will add a lot of load to your web page. I'll give you a simple example. I hand code HTML pages that are in the region of about 6 kilobyte to 8 kilobyte. The same page, exact same, content is the same, videos are the same, exact page in Elementor will be about 1.8 megabyte. There are one or two others. You will find there will be 2 megabyte, 2.2 megabyte, and these are huge. If you're looking at kilobyte and megabyte, they are huge. Now this has a direct impact on page load speeds. And they are much worse when you're looking at your mobile phones. And you will be surprised today about 33% of your market comes in on a bloody mobile phone. So people who are saying, I will use Elementor and I will create a responsive landing page, for God's sake, use tools that tell you the speed at which your landing page is, the speed at which your page is loading. And all these tools will make major suggestions on how you can correct it. All of the tools will give you this. So then set some techie on it. Use Elementor, I don't really care. and then set some good techie and say, these are the changes that I want made, tune the damn thing and get the speed up. And that's how you will start making sales.
You can.
Any other question
Anyone can check the speed on Google page inside. Even they will show you the errors also. What are the errors your page? What are the ways you can improve your speed? Okay. Even if you're developing all these things by using it.
Just go into.
If you ask Ivan sir the best tool to use for the page time, he will say code your own. So
yeah. But by the way, if there's anybody in the group that wants to learn HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery stuff for free through Squad Ninja, just tell us. I love to do it. I mean, I've been doing this in a mastermind that I conducted. I have got a couple of videos, and I can work with you. I can point out your mistakes, and then when you check your speed, you will find that it's greater than 95. It's a hell of a joyous feeling that you get. I mean, you after that you could still use Elementor. I don't care. But you will know that you got the dum to do this kind of thing.
Whatever tool you are using, at the end you have to check your speed, page speed. Should be good.
The last thing again, I don't understand. Unless I miss. But for digital marketing, how to do customer avatar, we can't speak directly. I just don't understand. I don't understand what you're driving at.
Even if you're doing a digital marketing, you will do digital marketing for a particular product, right? And whoever your client is there, who's asking you to do the digital marketing for that particular product, he will give you that information. If it is your own product, then you must know that.
You want to know who you're doing.
For example, if we are creating a course, for example, we have created so many courses, copywriting course or Facebook ad course, all these. So we should know that who are our target audience are, a target audience with respect to the age group and demography. There are so many attributes are there to check out.
The other thing is, if you want to know different tools to learn your page, to figure out your page load speed, just Google for it. The best tools for page load, to discover page load speed. Put into Google, there are plenty of tools that you can use. Google Page Speed has one. Plenty.
PageUp is there, GT Matrix is there, Google Page Insight is there. So I think that's it. No other comments.
Cool.
Because one more comment we got. It's Shumankar. It's very long. Are you able to see the comment?
Yeah, I can read it. Yeah, I can read it. Click. Well, you know what? When I get headlines like this, I cannot give you a yes/no kind of answer. Truthfully, I would be bullshitting if I try to answer this kind of question. One, I don't know the demographics. Two, I don't know the product or the product attributes. I don't know the target market for which the product was being built for or created for. But I'll tell you what I would do. I would create this page and do an A/B analysis, and I'd figure out how many conversions are coming from this headline. Now, if I was getting great conversions and generators were being sold, I would never argue with the copywriter. I would simply say, your headline is brilliant, my product is selling, and there is money coming to my bank account. Now, if the market just did not understand that headline was selling generators, there would be no product sold and there would be no money in the customer's bank account. And that's all I can tell you, because unless you can give me the background information, if that is Shubhankar, you asked me this kind of question once before as well, and this has always been in my mind. I don't have background. So I'd be pulling rabbits out of a hat. And believe me, after years of copywriting experience, now I'm talking about copywriting experience, not content creation, I realize only when you watch statistics meticulously will you be able to figure out the right headline. So I hope that helps in some way. And if this damn thing actually converts, I tip my hat to the copywriter. He's doing his job or she's doing her job.
So ultimately,
yeah.
we need.
Ultimately, you need sales. So all that we talk about, headline should engage, should be short. These are all guidelines. Write a headline that is a paragraph. If it's engaging, arresting, and selling, I'll hire your services. I will hire your services. पैसा मांगता है बस, बाकी बाहर में जाना नहीं. But you'll probably find that it doesn't. Yes, that's true. Different tools do give different results, but they usually not phenomenally different, like 0 and 100. So, 19-20 will always be there. GT Metrics is a damn good tool. Yes, GT Metrics is a damn good tool.
Yeah, I basically check at GT Metrics for the load speed and all the errors. So I think already we have taken 45 minutes, sir, and usually we supposed to be 30 minutes, but anyway. Okay. So thank you very much, all of you who has joined, who are watching us live. And tomorrow we'll come with another session, next session, 8 p.m. Okay, we are checking the time in which we are going to maximum people. And don't forget to share this FB Live to your timeline.
Someone asked, is creating a landing page with Elementor okay? Yes, it is. You can use Elementor, you can use WP Bakeries. There are several good, several very tried and tested page creators, but all of these page creators put a very big load onto your website. So you should be hosting your website with a good hosting company. Don't host it with cheap hosters or hosters that have got low-powered web servers. So yes, you can use Elementor. I use Elementor for clients. I use WP Bakery. For my own site, I write hand-coded HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. And my pages have a Google page speed insights of greater than 95. That's tough to do with Elementor, but possible.
So guys, this is the tool or website which Ivan sir was telling, is postschedule.com/headline analyzer. So here you can put your title and you can check your score, and then accordingly you can modify it.
Just put a title in, Anamita. Just say, how do I create arresting headline? How to create arresting headlines? Now, Anamitra is typing a prospective title, into the headline analyzer, headlines, and he's going to hit analyze. Now, there, Anamitra is logged in. This thing is processing. Yeah. Just come down a bit. What is the rank you got?
This is 63. Score is
60. Come down. Yeah, there. You see, you get a rank like this, and you got to strive for a rank greater than 70. Now, if you come down a little bit, Anamitra, just scroll down a little bit. Yeah, keep going a little down. Keep going. Now they give you analysis. The tool gives you analysis here. The tool will also tell you up above what are the words that you need to change. It's an incredible, powerful tool. And if you keep tweaking it and using it again and again to consistently deliver headlines rated greater than 70, and mind you, the good copywriters can get rankings of 80, 85, 90, 95, 98. I know, next slide. That brings us to the end.
We can share that tool via Chrome tab, right?
Okay, you do that. Yeah, I can do that. Just I will exit this and come to the tab.
Then we can explain that question.
Terrific. Now I'm kind of open to questions if you want to ask them, and you share the link. I know you can get these kind of ranks. you'll find that a lot of people will engage with your content.
Or another Facebook group. So bye bye and take care.
Be safe, stay healthy, stick with isolation. Just let this time pass, then you can make money. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.